Hello, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at a Gorowyn Heights magical manor home on the Maj'Dul server. This one is actually a really old zone that has recently been halfway updated for a live event. So this was originally titled the Quidditch Pitch, and it's currently listed on the housing and leaderboards under the name of Slytherin versus Gryffindor. And this was just pulled and slightly redone for a live event that the Maj'Dul Decorate Committee just hosted this month, entitled Harry Potter in the Sorcerer's Stone. So during that live event, players were able to come and actually play a game of Quidditch, which sounds crazy, right? Um, but it was amazing. So Valea, one of the leaders of the Maj'Dul Decorate Committee, actually wrote all of the game rules for this in-game version of to be able to play Quidditch. I am not familiar with every single rule. I'm going to try to give you an overview of it, but I'm going to see if maybe she can like put that in a book because I think it's something that people want to continue to play on the game board. But for right now, we're just going to kind of check this out. So when you first come into the zone, you're going to step on a portal pad and then zone out here. This is a breakout home, so it does take a couple of minutes to fully load before you go running around. And you find yourself in the middle of the Quidditch pitch. Um, the whole outside of the structure was what was there, like with all of the elm. Um, I did not have time to update that before this live event, but the field has been revamped and the field is very pretty. Valea did a gorgeous job on all of these tiles, and we're going to take a closer look at that. But you can run up all of these towers. So let me just go up the first one. All of these towers are linked together. So when you come up, this one that we're coming into, this one is Hufflepuff, the yellow tower. You've got room for student seating, and if you continue up the tower, we've got teacher seating. We've got Gryffindor Tower over there, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw. And then, of course, we have some neutral seating in the middle. And at the top of this one, over here, way up top, when you go up, we've got the scorekeeper's box. Um, all of these, if you keep going up, let's see, we'll go, well, maybe not. We're going to fall. Because I have issues running upstairs. We'll go up this one, I think, is the one with the goalkeepers. Whenever you go up, there's a great view of the field. So whether you're playing the game or you're just spectating, if you just want to come up and watch from the side, you get a really good view from up here and also of the rings up top. Unfortunately, this zone, there is no flying in this zone, but all of those rings you can pass through. They were all made out of books and hitching posts a long time ago. So if we ever take this file and I move it to a zone that you can fly in, you would be able to fly through that. You can keep going up. Hopefully I came up the right side. Knowing me, I probably didn't. But this one has the scorekeeper's podium up here and the little points to keep the points on either side. Of course, this is set up right now for Slytherin versus Gryffindor, so that's why we've got the green and the red going on down along the bottom. And I'm just going to hop down because I'm not going back down the stairs. Over here on this side, this was existing as well. So there was a little broom caddy and the extra balls here with the quaffles and the bludgers and an extra golden snitch. Of course, we did not have brooms, 12 plus years ago. So these were all made with sticks and dragon's nests to give the effect of brooms over here on the side. Now, all of this was updated. And like I said, I'm not overly familiar with all of the rules. I should be as part of the event, but I'm terrible at board games. I never did Dungeons and Dragons, and the whole thing with action points kind of baffles me a little bit. So I'm going to try to give you an overview, but there was enough spaces for all of the keepers, the seekers ran around the outside. We had chasers and we had beaters here in the middle. And everybody had a certain amount of action points that they could move along the board in any which way that they chose. They were trying to get the quaffle over to the side to score. Other players were able to block them, slash random, engage, try to defend, try to take the quaffle and move from one side to the other. Now, as that was happening, we had seekers for each team, and they ran around the outside of the board. So they started here on the 4-house tile, and it was race to catch the golden snitch. Start here. And coming around, we had Hufflepuff hijinks. Someone's been neglecting their earmuffs with the mandrakes. Go back one space. So if you landed on this one, you had to go back. This was the Ravenclaw house tile. This one as an action tile, inflatus. Well, that's embarrassing. You suddenly inflate with air and float away like Aunt Petunia. Go back 2 spaces. So they would have to go back 2. This one, liquid luck potion. Someone slipped it in your drink. Roll again. Protego, you've been protected from interfering magics. Speed ahead 3 spaces. This one, sneaky Slytherin. Nothing stops a Slytherin from getting ahead. Slither forward 2 spaces. And then this was the Slytherin house tile with Salazar Slytherin's locket. This one, Ravenclaw ruse. Confundo, you forget which way you are going. You end up 2 spaces back. This one, Rogue Bludger, you narrowly miss flying into the stands. Slow down and go back 1 space. We have this one with the bludger in the stands. I think that's hilarious. I love that. This one here, Gallant Gryffindor, you have a surge of courage. Roar ahead 2 spaces. Roar ahead. This one is the Gryffindor house tile, of course, with the sword of Godric Gryffindor. This one, lightning bolt. You fly too high and get hit with lightning bolt. Roll again and go back that many spaces. And when you step on it, you get hit. This one, Ravenclaw revenge. Someone has jinxed your broom and you've lost control. Go back 1 space and then ahead 2. So boop, boop, boop. This one, Slytherin sabotage. Someone let castle rats chew on your broom. Go back 2 spaces. This one, Gryffindor game. Someone forgot someone from the Gryffindor stand cast Lancarum Inflammari on your broom, and your broom is on fire. Go back 2 spaces. Resourceful Ravenclaw. Someone from Ravenclaw has tampered with the bludger. Go back 2 spaces to avoid getting hit. And then, of course, we have the Hufflepuff tile here. And on this side, helpful Hufflepuff. A friendly Hufflepuff invigorates you with a refreshing butterbeer. Go ahead 2 spaces. And then once our seekers made it to this tile, they were able to engage with the snitch. And to be able to catch the snitch, they had to slash random 6 against a player that rolled for the snitch to try to catch it. So they actually had to beat them to catch it and end the game. So it's very, very interactive for both teams that were able to play. Another thing that was added, we had a restricted area for Hooch's roost. Madam Hooch stood up here. So she was able to stand up here. There was a role player playing her part at the beginning of the event, and she gave out all of the rules for the players so they knew how they were able to move and engage and what their goal was. If you get a chance, there's a video of it. It's part of a really long video that should be up hopefully sometime tomorrow if it ever loads, of the Deco raid. And if you go to the Quidditch portion of that, you can hear all the rules. Maybe that's something Valea can put in a player written book that we can offer copies of for everybody. Because if you're interested in getting out here with a group of friends, you guys can actually play a round of Quidditch on this board game. And it was really, really neat. I think they're planning on playing many more games to come. So if it's something that you're interested in, shoot me a tell. I'll see if I can find out when they're doing it, and maybe you can get involved with playing a game of Quidditch as well. I think that's pretty much it for this zone. All of the towers are pretty much the same. You can climb up everywhere. There's seating all the way around. And if this is something that, everybody continues to play and do, maybe I'll build a little bit nicer of a surround for this as well, to match the amazing looking board that's down below. All right, guys, thank you for watching and see you next time.